What's going on, everybody?
Now with Russia?
No, I'm serious. I think it's ridiculous.
Oh. Hello, Gum Gum.
She get indicted for disorderly conduct, obscene gesture. It's a $120 fine.
Josh Smith just wanted some fast food from Humdingers, but instead he ended up with a ticket from the police for saying this. And this.
Starts blocking the road. They said nobody can get through the drive-thru for a half an hour. So,
what's your name, man?
Can't be going around flipping.
Wow, dude. Like, why would anybody get upset over that? Imagine being that much of a sensitive little fucking bitch weenie that you'd go out of your way chasing a guy down because you were being stupid and blocking a fucking drive-thru.
People off, yelling at people.
You're a dumbass.
And that's why you're getting a citation.
Yeah. It's a citation. I'll beat it when I go to court.
That's why you're getting a ticket. Keep your mouth shut, please.
Didn't he have the right to criticize the police and to use obscenities when he did it? So what happened when he went to court? Let's go through it.
Wow, dude.
This occurred back in October in Montrose, Colorado. This happened in the parking lot of a fast food joint called Humdingers. Josh Smith is a regular there, but when he pulled in that afternoon, there were 3 Montrose police vehicles that were blocking the path to the drive-thru window. Officers stopped an SUV that had been rented months earlier from Hertz Rental Car Company, but apparently never returned.
Open the door from the outside, slowly. Anybody else in the vehicle? Step out of the vehicle now. Walk backwards. She thought he bought more time with the rental company.
Oh, okay.
They arrested the 2 people who were driving the car, and they were in the process of sorting through potential evidence in the vehicle. But as body cam footage shows, they were actually goofing off because they found a sex toy in the vehicle.
I'm so sorry.
One of the officers then, using the apparent suction cup feature, stuck it to the outside of this car. There was some really important police work going on here, obviously. We wouldn't want anyone who's just hungry or trying to get fast food to interfere with this important business. So when Smith pulls up, he finds this drive-thru blocked, and so he yells out his window, expressing that he wanted them to get out of the way.
Move your shit out the way, dickheads. There's nothing else there. You just look.
Is that this black car right here?
No, it was the silver car that's in there. That went through the drive-thru.
Moments later, one of the officers, again doing very important work, decided that he had time to stop doing that work and walk all the way over to the spot where Smith was trying to order his food at the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Quit yelling or you're going to get a citation, understood?
Yeah,
The lights are there. That means don't go by them, right?
Fuck out of the way, I'm ordering my food.
Quiet, order your food. Sam 6 listing.
So are you wanting the standards in the combo or just by themselves?
The combo meal.
Are you wanting
Colorado 564 X-ray Ocean.
Please react.
Let me see, Baba Booey.
I'm selling it because I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
Bribe you with 1,000 milligrams.
Right time.
Well, I've already seen this thing on Twitter. This whole story is very strange, and this guy's also dumb, and I wouldn't really care about anything he has to say on the topic. So, apparently, Elon doesn't even know if this kid is his, despite him claiming he's giving this girl money. So that's very odd that he never would have gotten a paternity test. And apparently this woman actually tried to get a paternity test, but Elon refused. So I don't know if Elon is just like the biggest simp of them all and just gives girls money. Very weird situation. And it's hard to determine how much money she's actually received because they're both giving different accounts. Like, I'm more inclined to believe her because, again, Elon doesn't know if this kid is even his. They've never gotten a paternity test. Elon tried to avoid getting the paternity test. And he claimed he gave her like $2 million or something. Like, why would he do that if he's not sure if the kid is his? Just a very strange situation.
You feel like he was sort of like
Yet. Let me just fill you in. So, Elon Musk is like the white future, okay? He is an African American indeed. He is out here slanging dizzick, okay? He is out here impregnating every white bitch in purview, left and right. He's hitting it. He's getting them pregnant. He's having super, space kids and all this.
As far as we know, every single kid that he's ever had has been through IVF. So it's a little strange to say he's like busting loads in every girl and getting them pregnant. Like they're all having IVF.
Kind of stuff. He had a trans kid too. So he's just doing the damn thing. He is living like a billionaire. He's living like a king. He is living like the modern day Genghis Khan, okay? And Ashley St. Clair, she just can't compete, okay? And this is the scenario for a lot of women. They love to say, oh, I'm traditional, because Ashley St. Clair, she was grifting the right wing trad wife grift, okay? She was doing the trad wife grift. She was saying, oh, I'm a conservative. Oh, I'm a trad wife. Oh, I'm traditional. So we see Ashley St. Clair in a very similar situation, and it's so funny because these right-wing guys love to say, oh, black men do this and black men do that. But you have the head honcho of the right wing right now in Elon Musk, who has multiple baby mamas, out here slanging dizzick, out here being a dead fan, so I would not be surprised.
What am I supposed to react to exactly?
But that wasn't the end
Thanks
of it,
for the
because when
donation,
Smith
Bubba
got
Boy.
to the drive-thru window, a Humdinger's worker told him that he was the first customer in a half an hour. She thought that the drive-thru lane had been closed off by the police. So after picking up his order, Smith pulled around the building. He was yelling out his window as he drove towards an officer who then began to walk towards him. He then expressed his criticism that they were blocking this business's drive-thru completely unnecessarily for the past half an hour.
What's the problem?
It's not blocking the road. They said nobody can get through the drive-thru for a half an hour. So,
What's your name, man?
and I don't-
That officer then conferred with the sergeant, who decided that Smith had broken the law. So he climbed into his police cruiser and he headed off in pursuit of Smith, stopping him about a mile away. As he approached Smith's vehicle, this is what was said.
You're gonna get a citation. I need your driver's license.
For what?
You can't be flipping people off.
Oh, yeah, that's a citation.
You're reason to identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Any weapons in
There
there?
you go, bud.
Thank you. Hang tight, buddy. That's why you're getting a ticket.
A short time later, the sergeant returned with a ticket for disorderly conduct for making an obscene gesture.
Here, Mr. Smith, there's your driver's license back. Can I get a phone number for you? And there you So you get indicted for disorderly conduct, obscene gesture. It's a $120 fine. You have a court date of November 28th, 2024 at Montrose Municipal Court. If you don't wish to pay the fine, you want to plead not guilty. If you do want to pay the fine, it's a $120 fine. Pay it before that November 28th date, okay? Information on the back of the citation on how to do that. So you just sign on the X and you'll take care of it. Have a wonderful day. I'm Sergeant English.
And according to Montrose's municipal code, a person can commit disorderly conduct in multiple ways, including by making an obscene gesture to another person in a public place in a manner likely to provoke a violent or disorderly response. Just setting First Amendment issues aside, what is that officer saying about himself to write somebody a ticket for making an obscene gesture that was likely to provoke a violent or disorderly response from police officers? But remember, the word obscenity is a term of art.
I am drinking a Bang energy drink, cotton candy flavor, which has so far been my favorite energy drink.
Obscenities are generally not protected under the First Amendment, but obscenity is not the same thing as profanity. Think more sexual in nature.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, we do have a constitutional right, a First Amendment right, to use profanity in our communications with police officers. Now, there are limits to that. We can't do so in a way that somehow actually physically interferes with what they're doing, but just in our daily interactions with police officers, such as they were used in this video and many other videos that I've done. An obscene gesture, as defined under First Amendment law, again, is going to be something probably sexual in nature, not just a bad word. There can be little doubt that Mr. Smith here was engaging in your basic First Amendment profanity with the police, which is protected speech. So that charge was clearly problematic because offending or disturbing the police is not a crime. It's protected free speech. Then, ever busy protecting the citizens of Montrose, on November 7th, Montrose's city attorney amended that charge by dismissing the allegation of disorderly conduct and then accusing Smith of interference with an officer, writing in a court motion that the change accurately reflects the evidence to be presented at trial. Their city ordinance defines interfering with an officer as using or threatening to use violence, force, or physical interference or obstacle to obstruct, impair, or hinder the enforcement.
The guy was just going through the drive-thru. He never left his car. So fucking stupid. Like, again, you have to be a fucking overly sensitive Karen in order to go through the trouble to fuck with somebody like this.
Of the law or preservation of the peace by a peace officer. Well, he didn't use violence. He didn't threaten to use violence. There was no physical interference. How did that city attorney even write that with a straight face? When it went to court, he won because he had to. But the judge who dismissed it said that he was immature, offensive, and unnecessary, but that he had a protected First Amendment right to say the things that he said.
A Montrose man fought the law, and today he won. This all stemmed from an incident last October where police had ticketed a man for swearing at them.
This morning, a judge dismissed the case after concluding what the man said was constitutionally protected freedom of speech.
Wednesday morning, the judge called Smith's behavior immature, offensive, and unnecessary, but also said it was free speech protected by the First Amendment. Bottom line, the interference charge was unconstitutional as applied in this case based on these facts.
I pretty much knew that we would win. I just didn't. I thought it would be I thought it was going to actually have to go to trial.
That trial had been set for next week in Montrose Municipal Court. The question now is whether Smith will sue the city in federal court.
So the charges were dismissed.
Yeah, I'd hope he'd sue the city. Fuck that stupid dumb bitch cop. Cost him money.
But is it even necessary for a judge to call us immature or offensive or tell us what is unnecessary? If we have a First Amendment right to criticize our government, that's up to us whether or not it's necessary, and that's up to us how hyperbolic we want to be.
Yeah, how necessary was the fucking ticket, right? Was that necessary? Was it necessary for the cop to go, wah? You said a mean word to me. I don't like that. I can't handle anyone criticizing me, so I need to retaliate and give you a ticket. Was that necessary? Oh, dude, we live in a society of just fucking cunts.
This is about much more than maturity or offensiveness or something being unnecessary. This is about police officers who have taken an oath to uphold the Constitution being caught violating that oath over something so trivial. They tried to retaliate against a citizen for engaging in protected speech. And if they do that there, what else have they done? What else will they do? I would argue at that point, they can no longer be trusted to follow the Constitution in the future. The fact is that cops think it's okay to do this across the country. And then well-meaning, useful idiots will just say, F around and find out. Yeah, we know if we're being rational that we should not flip off the cops. We know that we should not criticize them in any way because F around, find out, even though we have a constitutional right to do so. If we're being rational, we know not to do it. Do you not see the problem with that? But for certain people like Mr. Smith or other people that fill videos on YouTube, we wouldn't know about these police officers who are willing to break their oaths. It's not about fast.
Even now, donate $2. Let me see. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, that is special. Oh, he's walking up an escalator. Oh, so handsome. Oh my god. Wow. Thanks for the donation, even though I do love cats.
Really? Are you trolling right now with Russia?
No, I'm serious. I think it's ridiculous that Russia can do whatever they want, and we all have to say, like, oh, what about nuclear war? Oh, what about nuclear war? What? Like, is Russia really going to start deploying nukes for an offensive operation? I don't believe it. And I think it's bullshit that the rest of the world is the one that always has to make a difficult decision. Make Putin make a difficult decision for once in his life.
I mean, I totally disagree with that.
Literally go no-fly zone over Russia, tell them we're going to blow up all their troops and blow up all their people until they leave, and then when the whole world cries about nuclear war, then we can say, well, if Putin wants it, then good luck. Or no-fly zone over Ukraine, not Russia, sorry.
Okay, that makes it a bit better. Better than no-fly zone across Russia. But the way, I mean, they do these game scenarios where they kind of play out how this is going to work. And it always starts off with like an incident, like even sometimes one that people didn't expect. Like one plane gets shot, and within like 3 days, in every scenario, it escalates to all-out nuclear Armageddon. Like,
nah,
really?
I don't think that would happen because nobody wants it. Putin doesn't want to nuke anybody. The U.S. doesn't want to nuke anybody. I don't think.
Yeah. But then a plane gets shut down. Then someone launches a missile that's a little bit more of an escalatory strike on the ship.
I think when you have big powers like that fighting, people don't do escalatory strikes. You do retaliatory strikes that are proportional in nature. It happened in Iran when we killed Soleimani. They bombed an embassy. We bombed a whatever. It happened with Israel.
It was not proportional to us in any way in terms of the military.
Iran did a proportional return strike. Yeah, they tried.
No, I'm saying, but they were not an equal power to us. They don't have any nuclear weapons.
Well, sure they don't, but I'm saying that in general, people will follow the rules of proportionality. It's not like I would agree that if we were attacking into Russia, they might do some crazy shit. But Russia doesn't want a nuclear war over an offensive war. Like they would lose the support of literally everybody.
I know this is what you and Gummy do in your off time.
Let me take a look. See if Gummy and I do this. Oh my god, yes, we do this. Yes, we do this. This is what me and Gummy does. That's a nice kitty. Thanks for the donation, even though. Oh, Gummy is the sweetest kitty. He's lying down on me right now. I love Gum Gum so much. Oh, you're such a good baby. My little chonko. So nice.
China wouldn't back them. Nobody would back them. They'd just be seen as fucking insane. I don't even know if Putin would be able to do it, or if he would get assassinated by an oligarch.
I think he has a really tight grip on power in Russia.
Yeah, but that's under the assumption he's not going to blow the whole world up, right?
Well, I mean, like sometimes, like, yeah, like you hit that button, you hit the nuclear button, you know, like the consequences for you come later, but actually, you know, the whole world is going to eventually blow up.
Right now, the road that we're on is a road to nuclear disaster. The idea that if you tell people that as long as you have nuclear weapons, saber rattling will allow you to capture an unending amount of territory and everybody will appease you over and over again. Appeasement doesn't work. We've seen it historically. Right now, the path we're on is a path towards nuclear warfare. If Russia is taught and other countries around the world are taught that if you invade other countries, there's going to be severe repercussions, then it means that other countries will see that as a deterrent and they won't invade other countries. But right now, what we're teaching Russia is you can invade countries and take them over, because using the logic you're using, Russia should invade Poland next, because why would we fight back? It would be nuclear warfare, right?
So, yeah, so Russia has already faced extreme consequences. There's been massive amounts of tariffs. You've seen, for example, their military force being spent. This whole thing has been an embarrassment for Russia. Yeah, like this.
Yeah, but if they
Russia,
win, Putin gets to walk away. Dictators don't lose wars. If a dictator loses, then they're deposed. They get kicked the out. They have to be able to walk away saying it was a win. And if
it's
Putin
not
gets
black and white as losing and winning. There's different.
it depends on how they sell it to their audience, though, right? They sell it to their fandom. Putin will be able to sell this war as a major W if they literally get to steal territory from another sovereign European country. That's insane. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. That should be an absolute no-go.
Not to the families of Russian soldiers. Right?
Nobody gives a about the families. Putin doesn't care about them. He cares about the families of the oligarchs that keep him in power and the people with the powers of like political leverage in Russia.
Yeah, I disagree with the solution. I think a better solution would be to do this. Actually, kind of similar to what you proposed with Israel and Palestine, but without nukes. Basically, you go to Putin and you say, "Hey, listen, we're going to need you to agree to a peace deal that's going to involve security guarantees for Ukraine, and if you don't,
is this guy retarded?
We're going to give much more military support to Ukraine. You do the same thing with Ukraine, but with withdrawing military support, and you basically..."
This is already being proposed. Right at the beginning of the war. This was already proposed, and Putin refused.
Force both countries to come to the table and negotiate something that's going to give security guarantees to Ukraine. I think in terms of the captured...
Kick or keep doesn't exist.
If you thought that song was strange, just watch the music video for it.
This looks like a really stupid cartoon show. Well, that is weird. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Territory. I think the best way to go is just to allow the people in those territories to vote, but not like the way Russia did it, where it was obviously corrupt, but something that's monitored by the UN, and the people of those territories decide whether they want to be part of Ukraine or Russia.
Sure, but why wouldn't he just invade Poland next then, or try to peel off territory from other European countries?
Well, because where can he go? He can go to Moldova. That's the only non-NATO country.
Why wouldn't he just go to a NATO country?
Well, because that would be like instant suicide.
Why?
Because he is attacking a NATO country, and they're all Article 5 means they're all going to defend each other.
Why would we defend?
This, like, how does he not get it? Oh, we could stop Russia by going to war with him. Oh, but we can't because he has nukes. But he can't invade a NATO country because then we'd have to attack him. But we can't support Ukraine because Russia has nukes. Like, it's such a stupid fucking position to hold.
Them though, couldn't that lead to nuclear war?
Well, I don't think Putin wants direct war with the West.
Maybe not, but like we're not going to fight because all the same arguments about nuclear war are going to be there, right? If Putin doesn't want confrontation with the West, then why wouldn't the West say if you attack Ukraine, you're going to have to deal with us?
Because I think he knows that if he attacks a NATO country, that the West will be forced to respond whether they want to or not.
Shouldn't that feeling be there no matter who you attack?
No, because some countries are a lot harder to bully than other countries. Like, for example, America had no qualms about attacking Iraq, that nothing was going to happen, but they would have massive qualms about attacking China or something like that. Some countries are just a lot tougher than other countries.
Yeah, why can't an American-backed ally be a tough country like Ukraine? Like, why couldn't we tell Ukraine? Like, what do you think would realistically happen if we had told Russia, hey, you need to leave, or we're going to start, like, doing no-fly zones over Ukraine, and we're going to bomb your troops in Ukraine? Do you think Russia would have started launching nukes in an offensive war?
I don't think it would happen that fast. I think that the problem is that Putin is so invested, and I would argue that his life is even invested in the outcome of this war. Like, if Russia just gets totally 100% humiliated and has to pull back everything and give up all the territory, right, then Putin is probably going to lose power and probably going to lose his life. So for him, it's an existential threat. And so at that point, he's like, well, I'm going to die if I do this. I'm better off playing chicken with the West. And so he's going to be more defiant.
Sure, but isn't this where a good negotiator, somebody who could actually negotiate peace, come in? Like, there's a world where Russia, I don't know what this will look like on paper, but there's a world where, like, Russia gets a 99-year lease on Sevastopol. Maybe Crimea is even guaranteed to be autonomous. The rest of the territory in Ukraine goes back to Ukraine. Russia's sanctions are lifted, and they're not, like, billed for the damage that's in Ukraine. There'd be some joint European...
The Jet donated $2. Let me see.
You were a vegan for a while, right?
Yeah.
How long were you a vegan for?
A couple of years.
When did you stop doing that?
I don't know, not too long ago.
So you started eating red meat?
No,
again?
only elk and bison.
Oh, red meat. That's
duck.
red meat? Yeah. Okay.
Wild stuff.
You eating elk and bison? Dude, I want to give you some of my elk.
Yeah. Really? Would you please?
Fuck
Would
yeah,
you please, man?
100%.
Did you kill it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow me back, Bitchard.
I would like for you to do that.
I'll give you some from that elk right there.
Yo, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I love seeing that.
Never try this at home. Don't try this at work. It's not safe to do, but I wanted to make a point. Electrons have to have a path back to the source in order to flow. If they don't flow, then the circuit's not going to operate like it's supposed to. So if there's a break in the hot or a break in the neutral, then your lights don't come on even though something can still be hot. We have 120 volts here on this wire. That's why I can touch it to this wire going to the lights, and my lights come on. It's hot. But there's no path back to the source through me. I'm in insulated boots, but this is in fact a hot wire, and I can touch it, and I'm not going to get shot. I'm not feeling a tingle. I'm not feeling anything because the electrons are not flowing because there's no path through me back to the source right now. If I was barefoot, that'd be a different story, or if I was touching the ground on one of these yokes or something like that. But, alright, stop it.
Yo, I'm LeBron James, and I'm hosting the season premiere of Saturday Night Live with a special music guest, Kanye West.
And don't worry, the show still has white people.
There were signs early on, and we didn't see. Thanks for the... Oh, wait. Did I click the wrong link?
Yo, I'm LeBron.
Thanks for the donation, Fidget. Dreamzation. I'm not gonna open that up on my other screen. I've been fooled before. But that's a black guy sort of wearing a bad Superman costume. I don't think I'm gonna follow you back on Instagram. I'm a little confused by what I'm looking at, so I'm not gonna follow you back. But thanks for the donation, Dreamsation.
Can we please react to this video at normal speed? Pastor Steven Anderson confronts gays and atheists on the radio. Very munty. This guy really is like a South Park character.
Dude, do you actually expect me to watch a fucking video of this retard talking about how he hates gay people for an hour and 5 minutes? We're obviously not doing that. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Hey, jackass, here's $3 to waste, like, what? Like, if we're going through this video and reacting to it, and having to, like, stop and me give commentary, along with other people donating, you're talking about at least 2 fucking hours to get through this horse shit. It's fucking boring. No one wants to watch it. It's stupid. We already know who this fucking guy is and what stupid shit he's going to say. Hey, VG, can you ruin your fucking stream for $3? Also, I'd like to request a video on your OnlyFans. Could you slit your wrists and then shit on camera? I'll give you $15. Fucking stupid. Thanks for the donation, dipshit. And donate $2, fake vegan bitch.
You guys know I eat out every single day, and you're always asking how I maintain my weight. So I'm gonna do a what's in my fridge so you can see what I.
Well, she never claimed to be vegan. Somebody already sent me that. She's just a fake ass dumb bitch fucking influencer. Video not available.
Yo, I love how you guys are twinning. Damn, she gave me a dirty look. Are all New York people like this? Yeah, have a good day, guys. No response. Let's keep going.
Fact check.
For over the last 1,000 days, I've eaten at least 1 pound of ground beef almost every single day. Not once has it ever tasted bad or have I ever gotten tired of it, and I genuinely think I can eat this way for the rest of my life. And I think now my body just craves the vitamins and minerals in it, and it just almost expects it every day. Full of zinc, all your B vitamins, heme, iron.
Thank you for sending me the stupid, worthless shit. I really appreciate that. Oh my god, I just want to...
I'm sorry, but I'm going to laugh my ass off when Carney narrowly beats Pierre, all because of this retard Trump who helped rally Canadians behind the Liberal Party. Also, did you see this? LLLLLLLLLLLLL.
Markets.
Yeah, dude. It's funny how there are just so many unique ways to hate Trump. Like, not only is he ruining, like, politics in the US, he's even ruining things here by, like, convincing people to vote liberal. What an ass. Just fucking asshole.
Coming off its highs, we've got a news alert from Capitol Hill. Emily Wilkins, what's happening?
Hey, Kelly. Well, yesterday we were telling you a little bit about a move in the Senate to roll back some of Trump's tariffs on Canada. We can now report that there are at least 4 Republicans who are set to join Democrats in that effort, meaning that this does have enough votes to pass in the Senate. Now, to be clear, what they're actually voting on is the emergency powers that Trump invoked that allowed him to then put those tariffs onto Canada. And this would need to pass both chambers, so it's unlikely to actually pass the House. Much steeper climb than the Senate. But this is going to be a real test, and really the first time that we are getting Republicans on the record with how they feel about Trump's tariffs. Certainly a lot of concerns here on Capitol Hill today, a lot of question marks about exactly what's coming and then what will follow that. We expect that vote to be around 7 p.m. tonight, and we'll definitely be keeping on top of exactly what those final totals are. Kelly?
Emily, is it veto proof?
So it is not veto proof. So if this somehow did get through the House and Trump vetoed it, it would not be able to continue. There probably are not enough votes to actually get that far, but it does seem like it can clear the Senate. And again, this is really the first time that Republican senators are having to go on the record with how they feel about tariffs. And I can tell you just from conversations that I've had in the halls, if you don't see a lot more than these 4 votes, there are certainly a lot more lawmakers than that who are very concerned about what this could mean.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really going to go anywhere. Republicans are fucking spineless and they're just bending to the knee. We'll see, though. Thanks for the donation. I'm fucking bored. Philosophically illiterate donators, you support trans, which comes from this ideology, you retard.
Context, not specifically German culture. It's terrible. What terrible of our judgments of structuralists is really.
How about I, like, fuck your mom? Would you like that? When you come home from school and you're watching cartoons, I'm gonna fuck your mom, and I'm gonna do it loud. So that when you're watching SpongeBob, you're not going to be able to enjoy whatever the fuck you're watching, and you're just going to hear your mom getting fucked, you retard. Thanks for the donation, dipshit. Hype donated $2. Last of Us Part 2 tomorrow. Are you excited, Poppy? I am. I will likely do an afternoon stream and just play that game in the afternoon. Likely. If not, we'll definitely play it later tomorrow night. Thanks for the donation, Hype. Dodo donate $2. What is the stupid shit VG quote? Let me see.
Tesla is not the enemy. Tesla is an American company. Praying peace, prosperity, and protection in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, God's Son. Satan is the enemy, seeking to kill, steal, and destroy our country. Praying wisdom, peace, and protection in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, God's Son. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes.
If there was a god, this woman would be obliterated for being a fucking retard who just rapes everyone's fucking ears. She is proof that God does not exist. You're actually telling me a God would allow this? This fucking inbred, retarded twat just absolutely abusing our ability to hear things? Trump says he won't rule out Third Reich. Yeah, that does sound like something he would say.
This is library.
He's got a point.
You know, the board of Ben & Jerry's, which is one of the most notoriously liberal companies there is, accused their parent company, Unilever, of silencing them. So Unilever fired the Ben & Jerry's CEO. And while Unilever has not indicated that this has anything to do with politics, some of their new flavors, I don't know, they seem awfully suspicious. Have you seen they've got Proud Boysenberry, they're eating the Pretz, Heil Vanitler, Chunky Monkey, Grab 'em by the Pistachio, Sean Bananity, Dum Dums, and Lauren Boebert's hand-cranked cookie dough. Everything is...
That would be...
You know,
that would be dope if Ben & Jerry came out with those flavors. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Trump's Mushroom Pecker donated $2.
Who was the first movie star that you met? Can you remember?
Yes, I met Trigger, who was Roy Rogers' horse, at a party. Actually, I picked him up at a party, and we had an ongoing relationship for 2 years after that. So I'm very proud of it.
Did you ever meet Roy Rogers at that time?
No, I have no interest in meeting Roy Rogers, but I loved living with his horse.
But what about the smell?
He didn't mind that so much.
Okay, thanks for the donation, dude. Lol donated $2. Let me see. Yes. That's great. Thanks for the donation.
Fund created. Putin gets to walk back to Russia with his head held high, saying, well, we guaranteed access to the Black Sea for the next 100 years. Russian navies will always be able to sail even in the winter because of our lease in Sevastopol now, and blah, blah, blah. And Zelensky and Ukraine will get to maintain their territorial integrity. Like, Russia will know, even if he sold it to a win, even if Putin sold it to a win, he'll know that if he can invade some people again, he's going to get his pushed in. As opposed to right now, the world has taught everybody that as long as you're big enough, you can take over whoever you want, and if you have nukes, you can always get away with it. So I don't know if that means Pakistan or India or China or anybody else, like, let's invade some people. Well, no one's going to do anything because there was a big pussy because somebody's got a nuke that they'll saber rattle about.
Well, I mean, first of all, America has reinforced.
Dodo donations. You reminded me of a video I saw of a black home invader breaking in and beating a mother violently while her kid was sitting next to her, and then she got thrown down the stairs. I tried to find it, but I couldn't because that's basically what you told that guy you'd do. No. It's not what I told that guy I'd do. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
That idea by herself. With all the saber rattling when it comes to Greenland.
Well, we haven't saber rattled nukes.
Not nukes, but we have, okay, maybe saber rattle is the wrong word, but with all the threats about Greenland.
That's bad. We shouldn't have done that either. That's really bad.
But then we go on before that, we have the war in Iraq. Like, no consequences to us. Ultimately, we didn't take any territory, yeah.
We can say Iraq was a mistake, but the idea that we made a mistake, this is like Iraq trauma. The Americans have to get over it. It can't just be because we made one mistake in Iraq, we're going to compare ourselves to being Putin, right? After the Chechen Civil Wars, after the Syrian Civil War, like, that's just unhinged. Iraq was a mistake, but...
No, but I think America for a very long time has reinforced the idea that might makes right.
Sure, but then why right now we're not saying might makes right, because Russia is not the mighty one here. The United States is. We have the opportunity to set the moral landscape of Europe, and we're advocating that to Putin. Would you rather have America saying our might makes right, or would you rather have Russia saying our might makes right? Because right now we're allowing Russia to do it. Like, we are the might. I don't know why we're not acting like it.
I mean, Russia is also might in its own right, right? Like, they have a load of nukes, enough nukes to blow up the whole.
Yeah, but they're not going to use nukes in an offensive war. If we were invading Moscow or pushing into Russian territory, then that would be a real concern. But in an offensive war, the whole world, it would be BICs afterwards. Everybody, Brazil, India, Russia, like everybody, or China, South Africa, everybody would drop Russia in a heartbeat. Nobody's going to support Russia using nuclear weapons in an offensive war against Ukraine.
It would never get that far, because if Russia uses nuclear weapons, we're ultimately going to use nuclear weapons back. And then before you know it, you have nuclear Armageddon. That's the problem.
Okay, wait. If that's the logic, then Russia should just invade Poland and take it over. I don't know why. If that's your logic, that it's all going to be instantaneously over, then why would they just invade a NATO country? Because it seems like you're saying that we always have to run away because of the nuclear saber rattling. It's an I win instantly button.
Let's not straw man me. I'm not saying we should run away. I think that there's a calculus that Putin does in his head.
Oh, this guy has the most pussy fucking political views. Do you think living with Jasmine was adding to your mental instability? I was in a 6-year relationship. Feel way better living separately from my new partner. Who fucking cares, dude? I'm not living with her now, so who the fuck cares? Like, I mean, there were good times, there were bad times, and we're broken up now because the relationship didn't work out. So who fucking cares?
When your home needs help, the calculus is that I don't think he wants to die. Right? That's his thing. He doesn't want to die. That's his probably number one thing is himself. And that if he attacks a NATO country, that even though America does not want to go to direct war with Russia, America will have to.
We won't have to though. The same people who were making the same arguments that, well, what about nuclear war? Do we want to nuke the world over Poland, over Estonia?
Just let me finish. He, in his mind, and I think this is true, that he will say that America, due to Article 5, will have no choice, even if they don't want to attack, even if they're worried about nuclear Armageddon, they'll have no choice but to respond with a pretty aggressive strike. Now, that's
Did we defend Ukraine?
Ukraine is more up in the air. Ukraine is not part of NATO.
Putin will not nuke anybody in Ukraine, over Ukraine. I don't believe it.
I'm not saying that's how it will start, but I'm saying that, I think that, I don't know about the Donbass region, but if we try to push Putin out of Crimea, I think he will see it as an existential threat, and he will be like, okay, if I lose everything here, then I'm going to get assassinated by my own generals anyway, right? I'm going to be seen as weak, which is a big no-no in Russia. So at that point, fuck it, I might as well risk it all, right? I think that's how his mind is going to work, especially if you try to push him out of Crimea.
Well, his mind right now is working in that I can invade any non-aligned state in the world and nobody will stop me. Is that the record we want to have? Is that?
Well, it's not as black and white as that. We have taken massive actions to stop him. We've trained we've trained Ukrainians. We've given them very advanced weapon systems.
Yeah, but there's a billion things more we could do, right? Like the Republicans have been pulling the leash on us the entire time. We haven't opened up our armories to the Ukrainians. Like it was like pulling teeth to get them to send anything to them. Like
I mean, we sent a lot to Ukraine. Yeah, I understand there was that pause. I think the only way Ukraine can get that territory back is with NATO or American boots on the ground. I think their primary problem is manpower. They just don't have the manpower. Us giving them even more weapons won't significantly change anything. I think it's a bloody war. I think that way too many people have died, and that I think the war has to end. It's time to end the war, but you do want to end it in a way that will prevent the war from happening again, which again goes back to security guarantees.
Okay. I mean, I totally disagree. I think that if they are allowed to conquer 20% of Ukraine's territory, I think you've undeniably, and I don't think a reason why I can disagree, you've shown Russia that they're allowed to conquer people as long as it's a non-aligned state. Like, if anything, we could argue that 2022 happened because of 2014, right? And there was no huge punishment for Crimea. You can argue that there were sanctions or whatever else, but Russia's shown that it's willing to endure them for victory in conflict. And what, are we going to sanction them indefinitely after the war is over? You know that Trump is eager to lift those sanctions immediately. So I just think that's the rules that we're crafting for the world, basically.
Yeah, just because Trump is not handling this issue well doesn't mean that's like the position for peace. I think there are different things. Yeah,
like
sure.
China looking at Taiwan. If China invades Taiwan, every argument you're making right now, like China just gets Taiwan for free then, right?
Well, America's policy under the Biden administration has been to be relatively ambiguous when it comes to this. Like, yeah, we're gonna help Taiwan. Okay, but like, will you go to war with China? Well, we'll see what happens. It's been relatively ambiguous to just kind of keep China on their toes and act as a deterrent. It's a lot easier to prevent things. It would have been a lot easier to prevent this war than to fix the war, right? This war
but right now, America's selling to the rest of the world that if you're a nuclear power, we're not going to intervene.
Well, we have intervened in a lot of ways.
No, we haven't. Not in Ukraine.
Well, we have given them massive amounts of weapons.
Do you think shifting weapons over the Pacific is going to help Taiwan fight against China?
No. That I've seen game scenarios for that war. I think it's gonna be a very hard conquest for China, due to the fact that a lot of people don't know this, but Taiwan actually has been prepping for this for a very long time. I think it'll be a very tough conquest. I don't know how it's gonna go because no one really knows how good the Chinese military is.
Wouldn't it be better if they did know though? What if they knew that if they tried to take over Taiwan, that fucking US F-35s would be needling the fuck out of every single troop they sent there? Like, wouldn't that be good for them to feel? And then it would kind of discourage that. Maybe they would see that as a viable option.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing for them to feel, but I don't think it's worth chancing nuclear Armageddon with Russia to create this war.
Okay.
We don't disagree like massively, but we do disagree about to what extent America should go.
Well, I think that your world in every sense of the word, it's leading to war. Like, if you're Ukraine after this war, Ukraine is not getting any security guarantees from the United States, not from Trump. So if you're Ukraine, the next step that you have to take is getting. That's fine, but Ukraine is not going to try to procure nuclear weapons, we might guess. You should, right? So now we've just increased nuclear proliferation. More countries and non-aligned countries will have nukes, and that's the rule that America's setting for the world. Because if you're invaded, if you're not part of NATO directly, then your shit is fucked. So you should get nukes. That's what your policy is telling other countries. You should have nuclear weapons. Otherwise, you're just going to get invaded by a bigger guy with nuclear weapons who's going to be able to say.
Ukraine would have been much better off if they didn't give up their nukes. Like,
yeah, but we don't want people to think that. What we should have people thinking is, if I invade a sovereign state, my shit is going to get pushed in by the United States. That's what the thought should be.
I don't think it's as simple as that.
I do. I think it's really simple. I don't
think it's as simple as that, and I think that nuclear war with Russia is the absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah, but everybody agrees with that. Everybody thinks nuclear war is bad. Russians think that. Putin thinks that. His oligarchs in general say nobody wants to start launching nukes.
You're worried about it a lot less than I am.
Like, your world will lead to a world where nuclear war is more likely, right? Like, if we just give Hitler Poland, or we just let him do Czechoslovakia, whatever the fuck he conquered, like, we just give him these things, he'll stop. What did that do? I mean,
okay, but historically, what you're saying is not like supported. If we look at the Cuban Missile Crisis, what did we do during the Cuban Missile Crisis?
During the Cuban Missile Crisis, we saw boats going to Cuba, and we said we're stopping this literally no matter the what, or else. And what did they do? They turned their ass around.
Yeah, but what do we do on the back end? Bobby Kennedy made a deal with, I believe, Khrushchev, that we're going to remove the missiles from Turkey.
Yeah, but it was one. There are nuclear weapons in Turkey now, and Turkey's even shot down Russian jets. They did it flying to Syria. But I'm saying that, like, but all that says is that yes, we took a really strong stance against. There are no nukes in Cuba. Period. That's not fucking happen.
That's not what his generals wanted him to do during the Cuban Missile Crisis. They wanted him to go just to direct war with Russia. They wanted to do some kind of military.
Yeah, but we didn't have to. But do you think? Hold on. Do you think the United States in the 60s would have allowed the Soviet Union to set up nuclear ballistic missiles in Cuba?
Well, I think Kennedy was in a tough bind, but I think he did the one course.
Wait, wait. Do you think the United States would have allowed the Soviet Union to set up nuclear missiles, ballistic missiles in Cuba?
Most likely no, as we saw.
Yeah. Well, no, not as we saw. It would have escalated to war. We would have bombed those ships. We would not have.
It almost did escalate to war. We came very, very close.
Wait, we did come close. Yes, but you know what? Khrushchev probably thought that, right? He probably thought that I can't just sail these ships past the fucking blockade of Cuba because they're going to sink them. My shit's going to get fucked. But if it was the world we live in today, where it's like, well, if we shoot the boats, then maybe the nuclear winter will happen. Then he would just say, I'm just going to ship however many missiles I can to Cuba, right?
No, Kennedy took a middle route.
Wait, we blockaded Cuba, right?
Yeah, but that was like all his generals wanted him to do a military action. Like he took the middle route. We were really lucky that Kennedy was president.
But military action was on the table.
It was, but we never did it.
No. You keep saying, but we didn't do it. When you conceal carry or if you have a gun, cops don't use their guns in every encounter. They always have them, and that absolutely plays into people's minds, right? I'm not gonna try to ever fight a cop on anything, even if I have whatever, because I know he's gonna shoot me. He doesn't have to shoot me for me to know he can shoot me, right? If the United States had a position of cuckoldry like we do now when it comes to nuclear shit,
we do not.
We literally watching Ukraine get invaded.
We do not have a position of cuckoldry. This is ridiculous.
If they would have tried, hold on, if they would have tried to sail past the blockade to Cuba, we would have sunk those boats. No questions asked.
Most likely.
Yeah, and that probably factored into the negotiating position. Now, ultimately, did we negotiate something? For sure, because there was a strong military deterrent effect, right?
Yes, and if Russia invades Poland, then we will also respond in kind, right? So that's the analogy there. But just going back to the Cuban Missile Crisis, what we did during that period was kind of take a middle route and use diplomacy. Like a big part of the reason this whole thing was avoided. Wait, I'm just finishing. The big part of the reason why that whole thing was avoided is because we promised Russia to remove our missiles from Turkey.
That's fine, but it wasn't just diplomacy. It was because we had a real military threat to back it up.
And we still do have a real military.
No, we don't. We're too scared to use it because we might get nuked.
You're saying that as if it's like getting nuked.
Because that's how it is. But Russia's a small. Russia's economy sucks ass. Russia's a small country. They took 12 years to do all in fighting in Ukraine. But for some reason, the fact that Putin's like, oh, I'm gonna nuke you. Look at me moving my nukes over here. I'm gonna get you guys. We're like, oh no, well, go take over Ukraine.
Yeah, that is. Oh no, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to wind up in just evaporate.
Okay, why can't it ever be put to Putin for him to make a decision where he doesn't want something to happen? Why does he have all the power here?
He doesn't have all the power.
He does. He's literally able to stave off the entire Western world intervening in Ukraine because of saber rattling of nuclear warfare.
Because if he nukes Ukraine, he knows that there's going to be a strong American military response. He knows that if he goes into Poland, there's going to be a strong American military response. So he doesn't have all the power here.
He literally is conducting warfare in Ukraine. He's going to steal territory from a country for the first time in decades where this has ever even happened.
Yeah, he's going to steal the territory. And what does that have to do with America being weak?
That's not supposed to happen. In the fall of the Soviet Union, people don't just take territory from countries. These are rules of the old world. This is like pre-World War II where you just take territory from people.
Yeah, the kind of the way we operate now is we just put in some kind of person in charge who's going to be favorable to us. So like
we haven't done that since the Cold War. No, we don't do that anymore.
Really? Who's the president of Afghanistan?
It was the Afghanistan National Army. Who leads Afghanistan now? It was the Taliban. So no, we didn't put somebody in charge there.
But you don't think the guy that was in charge, the guy that flew away on a jet with like billions of dollars, you don't think that guy, we put him in power?
I think that he's the guy. I think he was loyal to the United States because the people that were voting for the people there knew that it was either the U.S. or the Taliban. But that's not the same as us installing somebody. No, of course not.
We didn't rig the election, but we definitely promoted him. And
yeah, but no offense, if your choice is the USA or the Taliban, that's not a very hard choice for most people. Of course, you're gonna like that guy.
Yes, but there's other options. Like you could go back to the king, which was a lot more popular.
Oh my god!
Like, we definitely had a heavy role into who was going to be in charge of Afghanistan.
It was always going to be a U.S.-backed government that was democratically elected or the Taliban.
Exactly. We went in, we fought the war, we overthrew the Taliban, at least for a time period, and then we put someone in power that we wanted.
We didn't put him in power though. They had elections for this person.
Right, but then their choices were limited to what America wanted them. Like the king wasn't the king who was popular. He wasn't up for. He wasn't on the ballot.
Well, he should have run then.
I don't think he could. Like, don't you think America had a lot of influence about who was on the ballot?
I think that whoever wanted to be on the ballot was on the ballot. Why would you install a king? That's more of an installation
than influence. After the Taliban got kicked out, you don't think America had any
Who do you think gave more self-determination to their people? The Afghanistan people with the United States or Russia with Ukraine? Like this is the old Soviet saying, or still World War II era of like the difference between the United States and Russia is that like if you want the U.S. there, the U.S. will be there. If you want the Soviets there, the Soviets will be there. If you don't want anybody there, the Soviets will be there. Like, I mean, how are we comparing these two things? Do you think that the people in Afghanistan preferred the U.S. being there, or the people in Ukraine preferred Russia being there? Like, it's not even remotely the same thing.
I think the people of Afghanistan, all things considered, probably preferred that no foreign country goes to war there, especially the people of Iraq. I mean, like, dude, like you're just forgetting about like the whole Middle East. Like, we bombed Syria quite a few times. It didn't work out the way we want to, but Libya. I mean, we've gotten involved in so many countries.
We have, yeah, but these countries also have like situations. Assad is a horrible person. Gaddafi was literally like imprisoning people and murdering them.
Yeah, and MBS is a horrible person too. But yeah, we're.
Do you think the people in Saudi Arabia live like the people under Gaddafi or Assad?
No, but that's just because of economics.
Sure, so it's not even remotely comparable. I think the people are much happier in Saudi Arabia than they were under a Gaddafi Libya war.
Do you think people are better off in Libya now than they were before under Gaddafi?
I'm not sure. Probably.
With their open slave markets and all that.
I mean, as opposed to Gaddafi imprisoning and torturing people, and like, I don't know, Libya's a fuck situation. But if we would have stayed, I mean, people say it would have been Iraq, Afghanistan. I'm not saying we handled the aftermath of that better, but Gaddafi's a really fucking terrible person. Nobody liked him. Like, he was literally imprisoning and murdering people. There's a reason why they.
Well, we actually kind of liked him after 9/11 because he spoke out against the hijackers. So there was a time period when we were pro Gaddafi. That kind of changed later on. Do you think the people of Iraq are better off now than they were under Saddam Hussein?
I don't know much about the current situation in Iraq, but my guess would be yes. Saddam Hussein was also
Iraq
fucking
is
insane.
Essentially a proxy of Iran now.
Okay. I mean, before Iraq was in constant contention with Iran, so I mean, which one was better? The Iraq-Iran war saw like over 1 million people dead.
Yeah, but there was at least no terrorism in Iraq. Say what you will about Saddam Hussein, he was.
Well, there was no terrorist because he was the terrorist.
Sure, he was a dictator. Yeah, he was a brutal dictator. But what is
he
it?
literally
Like
used chemical weapons against the fucking Kurdish people there and everything. Like the guys.
Yes. What is it? Like 1 million Iraqis died during this war?
If you believe Chomsky, then the numbers gets there's another 500,000 added every 5 years. But
so how many Iraqi civilians do you think died during the war in Iraq?
I don't know. I have to look at the number, but that 500,000 to 1 million number comes from adding like every single death, like even people that died of old age or whatever. And then there was a crazy calculation to make that number as high as they did.
So what do you think? It's like 5,000 or something?
It was 6 million, not one more. No, I don't know. I'm sure it was 100K or something, or 200K or something. I'm sure.
There was a shitload of people that died. Yeah, man. Like, do you think the families of those people are happier now? Like, obviously, the war of Iraq was did not help the Iraqi people and wasn't good for the U.S. either. Like, a lot of these conflicts we get into, a lot of these times, like, I'm not saying that we're as bad as Russia because we're not, but we take a lot of military action. We interfere with a lot of sovereign countries, and the outcome is usually worse.
Sure, I feel like there's sometimes like the outcome isn't always the worst, right? Like I feel like the Ukraine-Russia
one example of the opposite.
Korea. Don't you think South Korea is a good country? Like I'm sure there's no terrorism in North Korea, but I mean,
I'm talking about something recent. This was like 70, 80 years ago.
The first Gulf War, when we stopped Saddam Hussein from invading Kuwait, I think that was probably good. We kicked him out of there.
Okay, sure. Yeah, early 90s. Okay. Anything more recent?
When was Kosovo?
I believe in the early 90s.
What else has been since then?
We've had Syria.
We haven't even done them. I mean, that place sucks. Assad sucks. I'm glad he's gone. Peace out.
Yeah, now we have a terrorist in charge.
Yeah, they're better than Assad.
Battle of Uhud. Nabil easily.
After the defeat at the Badr robbery, the people of Quraysh realized they needed to seek revenge to change their misfortune.
If we don't take action, nothing will stop Muhammad from continuously raiding us.
We must alert our neighboring tribes and raise funds to organize a military campaign.
After consulting with neighboring tribes, the Quraysh leaders raised 250,000 dirhams to organize a military attack.
Great, we now have enough to avenge ourselves.
Abu Sufyan organized the Quraysh army and led them towards Medina.
Bring enough food for all of us, at least for 3 weeks. We have to feed our horses and camels too.
15 Quraysh women joined the army, led by Hind bint Utbah, the wife of Abu Sufyan.
During the Badr robbery, Muhammad's followers killed my father Utbah, my uncle Shaybah, and my son Hanzala. I will avenge them now.
Hind bint Utbah approached Washi, an Abyssinian slave known for his exceptional skill with a javelin.
Washi, if you can kill Hamza in revenge for my uncle, I will grant you your freedom.
Yes, ma'am. I accept your offer.
A year after their defeat at the Badr robbery, in the month of Ramadan, an army of 3,000 Quraysh warriors marched from Mecca toward Medina, led by Abu Sufyan. The Black Army marched alongside them. They marched for about 10 days until they arrived at Mount Uhud, a few miles from Medina. A spy named Hubab ibn al-Mundhir reported to Prophet Muhammad about the approaching Quraysh army.
They are coming to attack us.
Soon after, the news spread among the people of Medina that the Quraysh army was advancing.
The Quraysh are here to attack us.
We must prepare ourselves.
That night, Prophet Muhammad had a dream. He was wearing armor. There was a notch in the blade of his sword, Dulfikar, and he saw slaughtered cows. He woke up feeling frightened.
This may be bad news for us.
In the morning, Prophet Muhammad discussed the matter with the Muslims in his mosque.
We must stay in Medina. If the Quraysh army enters the city, we can fight them here.
Abdullah ibn Ubay, the leader of the Khazraj tribe and one of the Muslims' strongest allies in Medina, said,
I agree with you. We should not fight them outside the city.
Yes, I dislike leaving Medina.
However, some young Muslims, eager to engage in jihad and disappointed to have missed the opportunity at Badr, opposed the idea of holding back.
O Rasulullah, lead us to confront our enemies. Don't let them think that we are too cowardly or weak to fight them. Yes, let us attack them now.
O Rasulullah, I will not eat until I fight the Qurayshi pagans outside Medina with this sword.
At the end, Prophet Muhammad agreed to their request.
Let us prepare for the war.
The Muslim army prepares for battle. The same young Muslims, who had previously been eager to fight, approached Prophet Muhammad.
If you had wanted to stay in the city...
There's errors on Streamlabs again. For real. Let me test this and see if I'm getting it. I wonder if this is a PayPal issue or Stripe issue. The fuck? Dude. Yeah. It's not letting me donate with credit card. I don't want to have to bother to log in. There's something wrong with the credit card one for sure. What in the actual fuck? What did you say the error code was? Don't think it has anything to do with the tariffs. Error 702. I'll write that down. There we go. That's yeah, this may have been persistent over like the last 3 days or something. There shouldn't be any issues with my fucking Stripe account. Because I updated everything. Everything says updated. Yeah, I'd say try just donating through PayPal. That might work. I didn't test it because I don't have to bother to log into my PayPal account. But that's fucked.
We would not have opposed you.
Yes, we had no right to persuade you against your will.
I've already put on my armor, and now you tell me this? It is not fitting for a prophet who has put on his armor to put it off until he has fought.
Prophet Muhammad led an army of 1,000 to Mount Uhud to meet the Quraysh army. Out of the 1,000 troops, 300 were Khazraj Muslim soldiers. They were led by Abdullah ibn Ubay.
He told me he agreed with me, but then he changed his mind just to please his cronies.
When they reached Al-Shaut, between Medina and Uhud, Abdullah ibn Ubay changed his mind completely.
O my men, Muhammad obeyed them and disobeyed me. Why should we lose our lives here? Let him be content with his
Apparently Val Kilmer was a complete jackass. He was like a massive prima donna on set. Complained constantly, acted like an entitled dipshit, and a lot of directors didn't want to work with him because he had cost people so much money and time, and that's one of the reasons why he fucked his his career got fucked up and he never got any like roles later on. So, he ended up getting cancer and dying. It's one less carnist on the planet.
decision. We will not be a part of it. Let us go back now.
Then Abdullah ibn Ubay withdrew his army. Prophet Muhammad and his Muslim army saw his ally Abdullah bin Ubay and his army leave.
Abdullah bin Ubay is a hypocrite.
May Allah curse you, you enemies of Allah. Allah will make his prophet independent of you.
O Rasulullah, should we seek help from our allies, the Jews?
We do not need them.
Prophet Muhammad and the Muslim army continued their march toward Mount Uhud. They avoided the Quraysh army by passing through the land of a blind man named Mirba bin Qayzi. Mirba's friend told him,
Muhammad and his army are passing through your land right now.
Huh? How dare they? Take me to them. You may be the apostle of God, but I won't let you pass through my garden.
Then Mirba took a handful of soil from the ground.
By God, Muhammad, if I could be sure I wouldn't hit someone else, I would have thrown this in your face.
Kill him! Kill him!
Don't kill him, for this blind man is blind of heart and blind of sight.
Prophet Muhammad and the Muslim army arrived at the base of Uhud, positioned on the high ground facing the mountain.
Do not fight until I give the order.
Yes,
Rasulullah.
Abdullah ibn Jubair, take...
Oh, Gum. Look at this kitty. Oh my god, he is so special. He is just the best kitty. See this? Do you see him? He is so good. Oh my god, he's so good. He is so big and fuzzy and warm. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him so much. Oh, he is the love of my life. Oh, dear God, this is the best kitty. Son of a bitch. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Oh, he is so good.
the archers to Ainayan Hill and guard the rear of the Muslim army. Do not leave your position, no matter what.
Yes, Rasulullah.
With the help of Talha bin Ubaidullah, Prophet Muhammad put on a double coat of mail. Prophet Muhammad had a hard time standing up, as the double coat of mail was quite heavy.
Okay, who wants to...
Oh my God. Streamlabs implementing 75% tariff on TTS donations, rip. Well, thanks, Trump. That's great. I don't think Trump has anything to do with this. I think it's just Streamlabs being retarded. I'll make a support ticket after stream, and I'll mention the error code the one guy got. But yeah, this happened, what, 2 or 3 days ago? And it seems to still be happening? Dude, that's fucking annoying. I don't know, I might use a different platform. I don't know if there's anything that's more reliable than Streamlabs, but it seems particularly buggy. Like, all I really need is just something that can interact with OBS and give notifications. I don't even understand how all they have to do is process payments. Like, it just works through either PayPal or Stripe. So, like, how does that get broken? So stupid. Thanks for the... Well, you didn't donate, but thanks anyway, Caleb.
To take this sword. Give it to me.
Give it to me, Ya Rasulullah. Eventually, Prophet Muhammad handed his sword to Abu Dujana, a skilled fighter known for his ferocity.
Here.
Yeah, dude. Why in the ever-loving fuck are all of these religious prophets the most weak-ass bitch fucking beta males imaginable? Prophet Muhammad could barely walk when wearing chainmail armor. Jesus was this, like, little wimpy 5.5 foot tall fucking twink. Who the hell, like, believes these people? Just, like... And, I mean, they're illiterate retards. Prophet Muhammad couldn't even fucking read and write. You're telling me God made an illiterate retard who's a weak-ass beta male, can barely walk when wearing armor for war, and he's the prophet of God? Like, you would assume, you know, like somebody like Conan the Barbarian, somebody extremely smart, literate, can read and write, and they're, like, physically superior and strong. Like, that would be somebody you'd make a prophet. No, let me find, like, some fucking weak dumbass who can't read and write, you know, to be my prophet. Like, what the fuck? Everyone's an idiot.
You can use it better than I can.
Thank you, Rasulullah.
The Muslim army began moving to face the Quraysh army. Zubair bin Awam commanded the armored Muslim soldiers, while Hazrat Hamza led the unarmored soldiers. The Quraysh army was also advancing. The center was led by Abu Sufyan bin Harb. Khalid bin al-Walid commanded the right wing, while Ikrimah bin Abu Jahl led the left wing. A single combat was started as the tradition of Arab war. Talha bin Abu Talha of Quraysh fought against a Muslim named Az-Zubayr bin al-Awwam.
Rasulullah, Az-Zubair killed the first standard bearer of the Quraysh.
Allahu Akbar. Every prophet has a disciple, and my disciple is Az-Zubair.
Talha's brother, Abu Shaybah bin Abi Talha, tried to raise the Quraysh standard that was lying on the ground, but Hamza attacked him.
Al-Uzza. Al-Uzza.
Order them to attack!
Attack! Allahu Akbar!
All Quraysh, attack! Al-Uzza Akbar!
These animations are so good. Alright, well that's part 1. I am eagerly awaiting part 2.
There's no shortage of celebrities with chaotic and destructive lives outside of their work.
Charlie Sheen. Yeah, I wanted to read that later. Let's watch the Bryan Johnson stupid horse shit.
Drugs for slowing down my... For the past 4 years, I have been working with a team of medical professionals trying to build the world's best health protocol. Now in doing this, we were trying one of the world's most promising experimental drugs for slowing down my speed of aging. Turns out, I was actually accelerating my speed of aging. The name of the drug? Rapamycin.
Anybody who thought there was a good chance that rapamycin would slow down aging in humans is fucking idiot. I could have told you. Like, yeah, no shit. Oh, it makes rats live longer. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't do shit. It's an immune suppressant. Why in the hell do you think that would be a good idea to take?
Here's what happened. Rapamycin was first discovered in the 1960s by scientists gathering a soil sample in a cave on Easter Island. In that soil sample, they found a bacterium that had powerful antifungal properties. They named that compound rapamycin. Researchers thought it might be the ultimate cure for many fungal problems such as athlete's foot. But before they could develop that further, they also discovered rapamycin was a powerful immunosuppressant. In some cases, immunosuppressants can save someone's life. But for large portions of the population, suppressing the immune system can be a death sentence. In 1999, the FDA approved rapamycin's usage for organ transplant patients because of its immunosuppressant properties. The idea was that high doses of rapamycin would stop the body's immune system from attacking the organ that was just transplanted. Even now, this is a major problem with over a third of transplants being rejected by the body. And while there's been plenty of research, nobody made the connection of rapamycin and longevity until 2009. In 2009, a study in older mice showed that dosing rapamycin increased lifespan for females 14% and males 9%. When they repeated the study in younger mice, they showed that rapamycin further increased longevity. Now, when they combined rapamycin with other drugs, such as acarbose, they showed even further longevity benefits. In females, it was 28%, in males, it was 34%. The findings were replicated in other animals, which gave researchers hope for the final test, which was in humans. Now, in dosing humans with rapamycin, researchers were cautious because of the significant side effects they'd seen in organ transplant patients. These include metabolic disruptions like high cholesterol, tissue swelling, soft tissue infections, impaired wound healing. But more recent studies showed that intermittent dosing or lower doses reduced these side effects. Now, if they could mitigate the side effects, the positives were just too great to ignore. So let's get into the science. How does rapamycin work? Rapamycin's potential in longevity centers around its ability to inhibit something called mTORC1. This is a growth pathway whose overactivation plays a role in many age-related diseases. Now, if you want to naturally inhibit mTORC1, you can do things such as caloric restriction, fasting, exercise, and AMPK activators. Inhibiting mTORC1 is what rapamycin is doing directly. So what were the benefits we were looking at? Reduction of my biological age, my speed of aging, and organ-specific biological age markers, as well as potential benefits for rejuvenation of the immune system and skin. But it's not free. Rapamycin also inhibits mTORC2, which has been linked to the side effects that we discussed before, the metabolic dysfunctions. Rapamycin also suppresses the immune system, and specifically NK cells, your cancer-killing cells, so it has a double-edged sword, making the dosing protocol very important. Other risks include disruptions in cholesterol, insulin, and blood glucose. And finally, potentially reduced gains in both exercise.
Yeah, how about not taking rapamycin? Like, clearly not a good idea. If you see like a roughly 15 to 30% increase in lifespan in rats, that would probably translate at best to like, I don't know, 6 months in humans, like not even a full year. So why would you bother knowing the side effects?
Size and muscle growth. So I knew all of this going in, so what happened? First, this is what rapamycin looks like. It's a triangle-shaped pill. Now, knowing the risks of having too much rapamycin in my body to suppress my immune system, but also wanting just enough for the benefits, we tried many things. We tried protocols including 5 of these pills per week. We tried a protocol of 6 pills one week and 13 pills the next week. We tried 13 and 13. And then 90 minutes after taking the pills, we would take my blood and measure the level of rapamycin in my blood. And then measure 24 hours later, 48, 72, 96. We were trying to assess how much rapamycin was in my blood, how fast did it decay back to 0. Now, knowing that information, we then could figure out, is the dose appropriate for the effects, then also narrow enough to avoid the side effects. Now, in doing this, I didn't notice any benefits. Everything seemed to be the same. I did, however, notice side effects. For example, I'd have cankers in my mouth, or maybe a wound wouldn't heal fast enough. My blood reports show that I had cholesterol disruptions. My blood glucose spiked a little bit. And then perhaps the thing that was most painful for me, it increased my resting heart rate, which, as you know from watching my videos, it is the most important biomarker I track every single day because it's the most influential thing determining my sleep quality. Now, these side effects continued for several years, but again, I was willing to make the trade-off for the potential longevity benefits. Now, of course, in Blueprint, we are doing many things, so it's always trying to isolate, is this thing causing that thing? Now, we suspected rapamycin would be the cause of these side effects because we'd read the literature, so we wanted to put it to the test. So with that in mind, we decided to test discontinuing rapamycin. And sure enough, without it, my blood glucose dropped, my cholesterol corrected, soft tissue infections went away. The side effects were in fact from rapamycin. Now, we also had some concerns about cancer. Remember, rapamycin suppresses the immune system, including NK cells, which are your cancer-fighting cells, and we were worried it might have some kind of long-term increased risk with this suppression. Now, on October 27th, a month after we discontinued rapamycin, a preprint came out, which is a paper, that they were evaluating several longevity interventions, including rapamycin. It showed that rapamycin accelerated the biological speed of aging in humans across 16 epigenetic clocks. This was huge news.
Suppresses your immune system and allows cancer cells to grow. Oh, it ages you faster? So fucking idiotic, dude.
Now, of course, what this means is irony hunts me. We talk about this on the channel a lot, which is it's kind of the funniest, most humorous outcome that could happen is a drug that I was taking for longevity actually was accelerating my speed of aging. So you gotta give it to irony, it's pretty funny. Now, in saying all of this, we have to keep in mind, rapamycin may in fact have all the benefits we've imagined, and that study was simply flawed for some reason. That's entirely a possibility. That is the way science works. We are taking a cautious step at this point though, and observing that data.
I don't know if PayPal works for donos. Somebody said they got an error code 7002. I'm not sure if that's with PayPal or with credit card payment like Stripe, but my Stripe is indeed connected and verified, so It has to be on their end where they have a stupid ass dumb fuck problem. PayPal doesn't work. I wonder if this has to do with site traffic, because earlier today I was streaming and people didn't have problems with payments. But every time I stream at night, people complain about it. So I don't know if this is like a stupid thing they're doing where there's too much site traffic with streamers around this time. I got the same error with PayPal. Okay. I'll make a support ticket and ask them about that.
I want to see more data that comes out that could refute that. It's always important to be cautious as you see new evidence emerge. Now, did I cause myself lasting damage by taking rapamycin? Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people think that I take excessive risk in doing these things, and I always remind them they too are taking risks. When you eat that fast food meal or you go to bed late, those effects are known. You are accelerating your speed of aging, you're causing metabolic disruption in your body. So this is a game we're playing, was we're trying to figure out using science and data which things legitimately slow down the speed of aging and which things accelerate it. I consider it to be part of the game. I'm fine with the whole outcome. It's just part of the scientific method. For those of you who are laughing at home, I'm with you, laughing with you. Irony is the love language of the universe. The conclusion here is not to try new things. The conclusion here is to share things, whether they work or whether they don't. That way we all learn. If you live...
That was just a dumb idea from the outset. Just stupid.
It's gonna feel like a tapping sensation.
3, 2, 1.
How do you feel?
I don't even know how to describe that.
There's a treatment for depression that isn't invasive, isn't a drug, and has a 79% success rate. It's called the SAINT protocol, and it only takes 5 days.
Internally, deep down, I'm hopeful. But like surface level, I'm skeptical. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work.
I'm the co-founder of Blueprint, building it alongside Bryan for the past 4 years. Building Blueprint is one thing, but me taking care of my mental health is another. With some encouragement from Bryan, I decided to try TMS. For some, the change is instant, like flipping a switch. In the US, about 13% of people are on antidepressants. Women are twice as likely as men to be on them. I wanted this treatment to work, not just for me, but for everyone struggling with depression. So I packed my bags and headed to Kaizen Brain Center in San Diego, hoping to come back a different person.
I have a really hard time understanding myself and like being in touch with my own feelings. And I also am susceptible to always like undermining my own experience. But when I look at my experience over the last like 4 years, I haven't been myself. I've been wanting to do something about it for a long time, but I haven't wanted to do SSRIs. And TMS is a really good first-line treatment if you can get access to it. It's just one of those things that's like kind of hard to get access to.
Lobotomies are extraordinarily invasive. They literally cut pieces of your brain apart. What are you talking about?
This is also incredibly expensive. I think it's something like $30,000 out of pocket.
Jesus.
And to get insurance to cover it is almost impossible.
What physical symptoms do you feel?
I get stuck. It's like my body starts to seize up and I literally feel like I can't move. Sometimes I wake up and I can't even pee. It's like the craziest thing. I can't even get the motivation to go pee.
I've had that with severe depression where you can't even force yourself out of the bed to get out of to get to the bathroom.
That's when I know it's gonna be a bad day. Is that when I wake up and I feel like I can't pee.
How often does that happen?
Maybe like once a week that bad, maybe once every 2 weeks that bad.
Do you think you're sad?
I think I'm numb.
TMS uses magnets to activate parts of the brain linked to depression. First, I needed an MRI to pinpoint the exact area of my brain that would be targeted during treatment. As I was getting my MRI, I was thinking that they have to take my brain, then they code it into ones and zeros, and like, in the future, can we then take this CD and then recreate my brain from it? And then
Is it better to think generalization or specifics in an argument? I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I think the most important thing when you're forming an argument is understanding what actual propositions you're making, and make sure it's communicated clearly to your debate opponent so you both know what each other are talking about. But I don't know exactly what you mean by the question you're asking.
And is that brain having an experience, a depressed experience, just like me?
The Saint is a very specialized.
Yeah, I remember somebody telling me about this. Somebody like donated telling me I should get this therapy. I didn't know it was $30,000 fucking dollars. That's a lot of fucking money, dude. Like, I could have, like, you can buy a fucking fully loaded BMW 1300 GS for that kind of money. Like, that's a lot of fucking money. For a 5-day procedure where they just, like, shoot, like, electrons or something into your head.
Form of TMS.
Yeah.
So TMS has been FDA approved since 2008. You know, there's a standard protocol, but the Saint is more precise.
Yeah.
The Saint protocol showed results even in patients with treatment-resistant depression, some noticing a difference by day 5. But it's not the first choice. Medications are. Not because they're better, but because they're cheaper, easier, and more accessible.
Do you think this could be something that eventually is accessible to everyone?
Absolutely. Medicare does cover it, but in a hospital setting. But I think the hope is that one day most of the insurance carriers should be able to cover this.
I really am so lucky to get access to this. And I feel motivated by wanting to make sure that like people legit do find out about this treatment. Yeah, hopefully it works. It'll be a bummer if it doesn't.
I went through like 5 different stages of emotions today. I caught up with some friends.
I don't live in Toronto, and I don't know, like, rent isn't, like, over $5,000 a month. I think the median rent price in Toronto is now around, like, what, $2,400? So it says average is 2,500. So that if you're just living alone and you're getting like a bachelor studio apartment, you could probably still find some for under 2,000. It's gotten ridiculous. Like, it keeps climbing. Some of these numbers are a little inflated, and I think rent prices are actually going down because of the fucked up condo market right now. But it gets a little offset because of luxury apartments and condos. But yeah, you can still probably find some single bedroom apartments in Toronto for under 2K. But I don't live in Toronto. I live in Ottawa. Rent here right now for this house is $2,200.
This morning, and some of them were like, wait, what? I had no idea that you were going through this. I generally have this like self-perception mismatch, I feel like, with people. So I thought it was being quite obvious that I've been struggling over the last couple of years, but apparently it hasn't been. I felt really optimistic about tomorrow, and then about 5 p.m. today I started to crash. Yeah. Oh man. I've forgotten what it's like to live the Kate life without this darkness that's always kind of like around the edge, waiting to completely overturn and over.
Well, let's just see what the fucking treatment does. Don't care about your stupid fucking dumb bitch problems.
You'll get about 60 trains at at each session.
Very good.
My face is moving, right? Gosh, so weird.
One down, 49 to go.
Yeah. It does definitely worry me because I think about like times in the past where people would use crazy techniques to do all kinds of medicine. Is this going to be like seen as some archaic thing in the future? Probably, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Locked this feeling inside me.
It's wild to think that a non-invasive treatment with almost no side effects could completely change my life.
That is day 2 wrapped. Let's go home. All right, bye.
Hey.
If anything, right now.
Let's go Harem. Where's she from? Harem. Let's go Harem. What accent is that? Harem. Heard people talk like that before.
Now, I feel so tired that I feel pretty depressed. This whole time I've been feeling like I'm not the picture of depression.
I can't seem to shake this thought that I don't deserve this treatment.
The SAINT protocol. And so when Kate and I were talking, I said, Kate, you should go do SAINT. And so this is day 4 of her therapy. So by the time we get there, she will have done around 35 sessions. There's so many layers to what Kate is going through. I mean, we are, functionally, we build a business all day together. And then spiritually, we're trying to give birth to a new era of humanity. And then philosophically, we're grappling with new ideas of what it means to be human. When you're not feeling well, it's pretty hard to tackle all of the things. It's possible that she's been depressed for so long, she may not know what it feels like to not be depressed. Hi.
I have a surprise. Do you want it?
I don't know. Oh my god.
I don't know his name.
What?
There's a surprise.
Hi, Kate.
There you go.
I wasn't expecting visitors actually.
Hi.
Hi. No. I wasn't prepared for this.
Wonder if they're dating.
Even better.
I'm trying to think, is there anything embarrassing in this room?
Don't worry about it. It's important we capture it as is. I was saying your messages have changed.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
Your word construction.
Hey.
Hey.
Pleased to
What's
meet
going
you.
on? How you
I heard
doing?
you have a surprise dog.
Yeah, we showed up. How you doing, doctor?
Yeah, good.
It's my son.
It'd be funny if you try to fuck with the doctors after this procedure and like pretend like you're retarded. Well, thank you, doctor. After the treatment, I feel much better now. I noticed that I'm having trouble making my cup of coffee, and I can't find the creamer, but the coffee in the right cup. But I'm feeling much better today, doc. I'd probably do that. Just pretend to be retarded. I bet if you put on that act well enough and sued them, you'd win. Because it's like a new sort of thing, and a judge and jury wouldn't really know anything about it.
On Talmadge.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay. Hey, you did.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey,
nice to meet you.
Isn't this crazy? Like, what is it doing?
Do you know the mechanism of action?
But it's like stimulating an area that is like kind of dormant and dysregulated into regulation, like jump starting.
I've been warning everybody to get ready for a jump-started Kate.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened, right? very high hopes.
Kate, stay still.
Did you say it or no? I wish I was right back with you guys.
Yeah, I know, me too.
So this morning I was depressed. I was very, very sad, and last night, so all of last night and then this morning I was really, really down. Yeah, this visit really threw me off. I definitely feel like I got a pep in my step, is that what they say? Go. And in my mind I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to burden them with staying. Then Bryan takes that and sees it as a signal as, oh, Kate doesn't want me to stay. But that's not at all. And I'm like, oh, don't do that.
Bryan and Talmadge came and visited.
Amazing.
How are you feeling?
I felt amazing. Like, night and day difference. The feeling of depression having gone away is like, life is okay. I didn't find myself at the end of the day like wanting to stay up late, eat shitty food, like self-destruct in some way. Like my HRV has been steady this entire time since treatment. Like this is the last week versus these are all the other weeks. So I was really hopeful. And then 2 nights ago, I just had it come crashing back down on me. And I was here at end of day, and I was with Bryan and Talmadge, and I just was like, uh-oh, like it's back. And I was like really emotionally crushed by it. Like all of that positivity toward my depression went away. People want to know, am I better? And the funny thing is, I think I am not a reliable person to answer that question. So I asked people around me and they were like, yeah, you're better. And I was like, you think that TMS worked? And they're like, yeah, like you're different. So day 4, Bryan and Talmadge came and visited me, and I feel like that marked the change of my overall mood being so much better. And I was thinking, oh my God, am I depressed again? And then immediately got my period and I'm out of it. And so now I feel like so much better. And I think genuinely TMS worked, which is mind-blowing.
Is there anything you wish you knew before starting this journey, or perhaps would have changed?
I don't think so. I was thinking, oh, like what if I had these insights sooner? And what if I had done the treatment sooner? But I think I was so out of control years of going through depression. Yeah. In watching back footage of myself during that time period, I feel like I looked duller.
Interesting. What advice would you give to someone who...
From people around you.
Maybe it works. I don't know if, So they mentioned the research showing efficacy. The one problem is, you know, you have to put the thing on somebody's head and it vibrates and makes your face move. If they had a double-blind randomized placebo-controlled trial, they would have to have some way of, one, convincing people who are getting the placebo that they're actually getting the real treatment. So have the thing on your head, but it not actually doing anything. And on top of that, if it's double-blinded, whoever's doing the procedure also thinking the machine is actually on and doing something. So I don't know if they're only doing single blinding for those tests. It's not that big of a deal. but who the fuck knows? Let's play some more Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Donos are like fucked and shit anyway, so let's just chill and have some fun. Dude, I think I got some really gnarly fucking ingrown hair on my neck. I hate it when that fucking happens. Oh man, Last of Us 2 on PC tomorrow. Fucking finally. Holy shit. 12 Eastern. I'll probably try to get my workout out of the way early tomorrow and then stream the game when it comes out at 12. Let me see. My account has to be confirmed because people are able to donate. They were able to earlier on in the day. This has to be... That's something entirely else. That's something entirely else. Doesn't look like there's any documentation for it. Hope there's some good mods for this game. Nude Ellie and Abby mod would be funny. First person mod would be cool. They did a first person mod for the first game. What I really hope is they're able to mod weapons, because there's that section with Tommy where you get to use his M1A. That'd be sick if you could put the M1A into Ellie or Abby's like weapon inventory and use it whenever you want. Because that section where you use Tommy's M1A was fucking sick. Why is Streamlabs not working? Legit donated and got an error, but it took my money. This is the second time now. I have no fucking idea, dude. I'm gonna open up a support ticket about it. And I'll look and see if I can use something other than Streamlabs to process donations. If it can't get resolved.
I repeat, evacuate City 17 at once, if not sooner. I cannot...
Can't exercise 2 days without training is depressing. Why can't you exercise? Oh, that's already dead. There's things there too, right? Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Hell yeah. I did it. Oh, there's Alex.
Sorry about leaving you alone down there, Gordon. I got a bit swamped. I see you did all right without me.
Alex Vance is a pretty badass chick.
Here they come. Through the door.
Oh. Still some shells. Oh no, wait, that's not a shell. Dude, I fucking love shotguns. Shotguns are just great. If you shot somebody in real life with like 12 gauge double odd, like they're just fucked. Oh shit. Fuck. Fucking asshole. How many freaking crabs are in there?
At any rate,
Yes, the train station.
first, as a...
Oh boy, they're onto us. Better find Barney and get moving.
I wondered if you were gonna make it in time.
Sorry to keep you waiting. The Combine's on our tail. What's the plan?
I'm sending folks out in groups. Now, like I said before, if you...
I don't use a webcam. I have a Sony A6500 and it's connected to a capture card. So it's a mirrorless camera, and the specific lens I'm using is Sony Zeiss 16-35 f4 lens.
can keep them safe and provide cover, we might actually stand a chance of reaching the escape trains.
Sounds good. Send out the first group.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be providing them cover, basically. Oh. Yes, fucking please.
This war's ever gonna end.
Hell yeah, 6-shooter.
Well, that wasn't so hard. We should have brought everyone over at once. Go back and get another group. I'll stay here and guard the gate.
Take care of the citizens, Gordon. They're counting on you.
go, you fucking bitches.
Hurry up, people.
Hey, Freeman, get back out there and help.
Okay, they're safe. Go for another group.
Fuck. Fuck.
Blood loss detected. Attention.
How? How? There we go. Have to aim a little low.
Fantastic ass kicking, Doc.
Keep your heads down.
Thanks, Freeman.
I don't know if I can, wait. Enabling and disabling super chats is a bit of a fucking pain in the ass. I don't even know if I can turn them on in the middle of a live stream, actually. You know, whatever, just... It is what it is. I'll try to get the problem solved tomorrow.
Here, take this med.
Yeah, I know Streamlabs is down. Fucking bitch.
Bring another group of citizens, Gordon.
Holy shit. They fucked my shit up.
We're ready for another group of citizens. Okay, they're safe. Go for another.
Wish I had... Fuck. Oh my god, that's cheap.
Thanks, Freeman.
Oh, okay.
Ammunition depleted.
What in the what hit me? Oh god. Great. It's one of those.
Here, catch yourself up.
Fuck you.
Bring another group of citizens, Gordon.
Oh my god. Okay, that 357 should one-shot. Oh shit. This is getting harder.
Now that's the Gordon Freeman I know.
Hello, Dr. Freeman.
Is this the last group?
rifle? Thanks, Freeman. We're ready for another group of citizens.
Fuck, how many times do I have to do this?
You're safe. Go first.
To the trains, people! We'll make sure you get there safe
Fuck.
and sound.
Fuck. Okay, fuck it, just... Okay, we can go now? Thank fuck. Move your ass.
That should keep them off our backs for a while.
You guys coming?
Can you hop on Discord for what?
After you. Gordon and I will draw their attention while you get the others away from here. We can grab another train once you're clear.
Okay then. But don't take too long about it, yeah?
Debate feminism. What's the proposition?
Bye, Barney. Good luck.
See you when I see ya.
I'll get a head start on the next train. No time to lose.
Oh my god, this is slow. Oh god. Jesus. What in the fuck? Eh. I think I went the wrong way. Thank you, that was great. Oh, jeez. Great, fuck. Great, that's terrific. No. Oh, jeez. No, fuck! Dude, really? How did I die? Oh, fuck it. fuck, dick, tiddly, dick, fuck. Jesus.
Fantastic job, Gordon. You're
Goddamn
my new
right.
hero. Oh, I don't believe it. I think we're actually gonna make it out of here. Quick now, let's get the train moving. Jump on, Gordon. I'm right behind you.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. We did it, Gordon.
Is it worth it to go to college for an exercise science degree? Probably not.
Here we go. We did it, Gordon. Oh my God, the transmission's going out.
Most good, Harold. Most good. Alright, that is episode 1 done and dusted. Now there's episode 2. We're gonna be playing Last of Us 2 tomorrow, so... maybe... should play that now? Thanks for the membership, CDG. Appreciate it.
This is a test donation for $100.
That's very strange. Let me... Just looking through some of the Streamlabs settings. Still not working. Yeah.
Drop what you're doing and help me. Oh my God, Gordon! I love you.
I love you too, baby. I'll be praying for you.
Go find Dad. I'll miss you too.
Is it possible to lose muscle after working out?
The process is accelerating toward a dark energy flare.
Sort of, like you can cause such extreme muscle damage, you can lose muscle.
She's in serious trouble. Hurry back.
The core is exceedingly close to collapse.
We need to get this and the transmission packet to my dad. I've got it right here. Now let's get the hell out of here.
For those so inclined, now would be an excellent time for procreation.
You two have to get out of the city.
Can you tell me the exact error codes you're getting? Is it the same one each time, or is it different? Because I want to create a support ticket for Streamlabs, and if you give me the specific error codes, that's going to help. Somebody already said error 2020007 is one they got. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, Gordon, thank God you're okay. Hold on a sec. I'll get you out of there. Let's hope this still works. Stand back. Here goes.
7002. Alright, somebody already...
Wow. I forgot what a kick this thing has. Here, you take the gravity gun. You're better with it than I am.
I will take it from you if you give it to me. There we go.
Find you, I got...
Oh, she cares about
I
me.
shouldn't have worried.
Oh my god.
Well, we should keep moving. I'm sure the company about us. I heard Vortigons a few minutes ago. Maybe they're still around. got a long way to go to find my dad. It'd be nice to have some extra help. Oh my god. Citadels. Days all over again. Zombies. I got him. Okay, a communication center. Let's see if we can get out a message to my dad. Dr. Kleiner and my dad are up north at an old missile base. I hope they're still using this frequency. They're trying to help launch a... Ah, here we go. Damn, what now? If I were to... Let me see if I can get it working again.
Yeah, Nintendo's retarded.
What a mess. This could take a while.
Yeah, $450 for a dumb baby console when you can just get a better PC-based handheld.
But it worked.
That's just stupid.
Now, to check in.
Hasn't Nintendo only released like 5 fucking games for the Switch? I swear they don't release any fucking games. Total number of Nintendo Switch games. I don't know if this includes games on their fucking store. It says 4,934. There's no fucking way there's over 4,000 games released for the Switch. So this has to include like shitty, like any game on their store. So that would include like Super Nintendo games that they released like 30, 40 years ago. And all of those games listed on the store. There has to only be like maybe in the neighborhood of 200 or 300 actual fucking releases. There's no way there's thousands of physical games. There was 1,259 physical releases for the Wii, and that console was well known for just retarded shovelware. There has to only be a few hundred, maybe, of actual Nintendo Switch releases. Like, there's practically no games for the fucking console. So, you can either get a dumb baby Nintendo Switch console where there's really only maybe 2 or 3 games worth playing, or you can just get a PC-based handheld.
My goodness, is that really you?
Yes, and Gordon too. We're okay. We made it out of City 17.
Alex, thank God. I can hardly believe it.
Don't worry, Dad. We're fine. But something really strange is happening with the Citadel.
Oh yes, we've been monitoring the situation. The raw discharge of the meltdown has been focused into a coherent beam of portal energy.
It's the Combine. They're trying to open another gateway.
Yes, what you're seeing is the infancy of a super portal. If it attains full strength,
it'll be the 7-hour war all over again. Except this time we won't last 7 minutes.
My God. Gordon, what if that's why they were sending so much data from the Citadel? So that...
Data? From the Citadel?
In the control room. They were feeding huge volumes of data directly into the core destruction sequence.
Magnuson, did you hear that? I'll bet it's the Combine portal code.
Yes, I'm not deaf.
I downloaded the whole packet. They've been chasing us ever since.
Well, of course they have. You see, Kleiner, it's the linchpin of all of their plans.
Well, I can see that. I never said...
Somewhere in that sequence, they would have had to establish a connection with the far side. What you have there, young lady, is the specific contact code for the Combine overworld. Good God. Now, if I am right about this, and I have no reason to doubt myself, you are carrying the very code Dr. Mossman had hoped to recover. Now, how soon can you get here?
Well, we'll have to get our bearings, but we can definitely...
There is no time to waste. We'll need to step up the launch schedule. And now, as soon as you get here with the signature data, we'll encode the satellite and get the damn thing into orbit. Get here as quickly as you can, you two.
Dad? Dad, you're breaking up. Come in. Dad, are you
confirmed.
there? Dad!
Continue surface sector sweep. Remote compliance.
They're still tracking us.
Exterminate. Seek passive signature imprint. Mandate sub-level restrictions.
Come on, this way.
I got a rock.
Nice. That did the trick. I can always count on you to find a way through. Dr. Magnuson has an old rocket up at White Forest. He's been hoping for the day when he could launch a satellite to... What was that? Careful up there. I'll keep watch out here. That worked.
Oh shit.
Gordon, there's something snooping around out here.
No. No, not Alex. She'll be fine, though. She lives. Yes, friendly neighborhood Vortigaunt.
The Alex Vance. What harm has come? Ah, the free man. I am pleased to see at least you are unharmed. But the Alex Vance, her condition is grave. Healing her will require more than I alone can conjure. Let me summon my kin. My kin will meet us at a sheltered location beneath the surface. We must move her there quickly. I will stabilize her if the free man will provide us with protection. Let us hurry, free man. Help awaits us in the mines. We must hasten. Her state is delicate. You scared? Press on, if you are able. I will take her to my kin.
Hell yeah, peace. Well, since Streamlabs broken, I'm afraid to say you ain't donating right now. fuck? How do you get in through there? Appears as though they cannot swim. Fucking bitch.
Exactly. We got ant lions.
You idiot. That's Gordon Freeman. The Vortigaunt said he was on the way. Dr. Freeman, Alex Vance is over here. The board's trying to patch her up.
Freeman. As well. The Alex Vance clings to the margins. My kin are still some distance away. For now, we must not be disturbed.
Yeah, well, about that. As long as you're down here, Freeman, maybe you can give us a hand. Let me show you how the antlion sensors work. Got some supplies over here if you need them. Health and ammo, that sort of thing. Gotta get ready. This sensor will light up if an antlion's coming down this tunnel. More lights mean more antlions. When a tunnel lights up, we move a few turrets in front of it. Pretty simple, eh, Doc?
Hey, Doc. On your way here, you weren't followed, were you?
Don, listen to him, Doc. We're on edge because this place is riddled with antlions.
The board says, as long as we don't step on their grubs, they shouldn't hear us this far from the nest.
Yeah, well, that's a theory I'd rather not test. We're down to our last two turrets. And even these are held together by baling wire and duct tape at this point. Nice to have them in a pinch, but I wouldn't exactly trust them with my life. Hey, Griggs, you might want to show Dr. Freeman where we keep the supplies, huh?
Oh, yeah. Down there by the void. Everything you need for docking. They're coming. One light.
Let's move. We have to defend the board. You ever seen an antlion before?
I've seen plenty at this point.
Over here, Shackley!
We got the breach.
We'll be okay as long as they stick to one tunnel.
Dr. Freeman, you take care of the turrets.
Freeman, but things were pretty quiet until you showed up. Swarm at 24!
Come on, let's go!
I'm coming! Stay here! We got 36!
You handle 12, Doc. Hey, you see a bug on me, how about you try to get it off next time?
I didn't see it!
Yeah, no, sure. They're only like 5 feet tall.
Check.
What?
Check.
What?
Forget it.
We got the breach. Hey, Doc, you cover 24.
Oh God, they're coming from everywhere! 112! Let's go, Jack!
Give me a second. Okay.
That's how it's done. Oh shit. I got 10!
Yeah, well, we all got 10. There's hundreds of them. Hey, Doc, you cover the breach.
They're at 12!
We got 24.
What's wrong with that hole? There can't be many more.
What the hell makes you think that? We got 12.
Incoming at 36. And the breach. And 24. Oh God, they're coming from everywhere.
Fuck.
Should I leave some for you, huh?
That nest must be bigger than we thought.
2 lights.
We can't hold out much longer.
We'll take 36.
Got to watch all the tunnels, Freeman. We can do this, right, guys?
Why does Trump always compliment people? It's a manipulation tactic. That's why.
Oh no!
Ah, shit. Well, the turrets are broken.
Here, have a med kit.
3 lights. We got 3 lights.
Why are there so many? I think we misunderestimated.
Look alive.
Get ready. Oh God! Get ready. 3 lights. This is gonna be bad.
Oh. Shit. Oh, good. Portagons.
Our delay, regrettable. We killed many antlions, yet many more remain. We must attend to the Alex fans. There is no time. More antlions approach. We shall quiet them.
Yes, Streamlabs was working earlier. Oh, Jesus.
The whole place is lit up. We're in a tunnel. I wasn't even supposed to be here. You ready, Freeman?
At least the Vortigons are here to help.
Where?
Hell yeah.
We have exhausted their immediate number. Now to the next matter of urgency. The Alex fans. Their injuries are grave. This will necessitate deep submersion into vortices. Indeed. We require the larval extract. Oh, yes. The extract. Yes. Agreed. I will make the journey to seek the extract, deep within the nest, in the sacred nectarium. But I cannot hope to bring it back alone. We must remain to keep the Alex alive. Please, Freeman, join me. Yes, take yes. There is no finer companion. Well stated.
I really like the Vortigaunts. They're the coolest sci-fi alien.
This body is yours to command. Lead on.
Okay. We will end things there. I'll open up a support ticket on Streamlabs, try to get that stupid thing resolved. And, we'll stream, Last of Us Part 2 tomorrow. That comes out at 12 in the afternoon EST, so I'll stream then. And I'll look into if there's another payment processor thing, if Streamlabs is still down and not working. I'll try to get that resolved. But big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow.